All right, and now we are recording, Jen Hay. Why are you laughing?
Because you behave as if you're a director on a news program. You're like, 3, 2, 1, and then you point.
Well, I said one. I didn't do the Wayne's World thing where you got to silently do the one. No, but try to be a little professional here, Jen Havey.
This would be the first time ever.
Well, hey, I want to get this done. I want to make this happen right. Yeah, I want to do this right, Jen Havey. God. Do you want this to fail or something? Oh, so you're sabotaging from within now?
The best part is I can make all of these faces and nobody would see it.
Yeah, this is an audio show, Jen. This isn't video. See, no one got that. No one's getting this. No one's getting your Marty Moose, and that's criminal, really. I feel like
it is. You know what? At some point, we could actually record this and post a video of it on YouTube. Like we could record our actual recording of the podcast.
Oh, that'd be fun. There's a lot of people that do that. I've seen.
That's what I understand. Yeah, I've seen it before too.
That's like Joe Rogan does that. A lot of people do them live. Like Rooster Teeth, they do them. They have a live stream that you can watch.
I don't know if people want us unfiltered.
Probably not. No, I'd like a little bit of editing to go into this because
I have a minor amount of control.
I'm probably going to say some terrible things here and there that I'm like, you know what? No, I don't want that in there.
I was going to say we haven't already. I'm surprised. We're what? A minute in. We haven't already.
I was talking with Eric for a while about trying to do one of these. He was all like, yeah, we can go into these weird, like, pseudo-racist diatribes. I'm like, no, Eric.
No,
the things that we do when no one's listening, we don't want to put those out in the world for people to hear.
Especially, at some point, I'm assuming that someone's going to associate the podcast with the people.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
our jobs would be at stake.
Our images, because, like, your Twitter account is your actual name.
Yeah.
So, like, our names and faces are going to be like with this. Yeah. And so it's like, I don't want to say too many terrible things.
Like,
I'll say a few terrible things.
Well, you have to have that line of terrible versus funny and just kind of make sure you walk that line.
Yeah, it's a razor thin line.
It really
Every
is.
so often you dip your toe into the water. You cross that line just a little bit.
Sometimes I fall in.
Well, yeah, I mean, because those are the best. It's fun to go all out with it sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a whole lot of filter to begin with, and
that's true.
I mean, I try really hard, at my job, I'm relatively professional. But when I'm outside of that, no.
Well, it's almost like a repression thing. I mean, you have to bury it down. I don't have that problem so much anymore since I work in the back and I don't interact with customers.
I don't anymore either,
I can say whatever I want.
I sit in a cube and don't say anything to anybody because there's nobody to say it to.
That sounds just depressing.
Well, when I did this job the first time around, I got a little bit depressed because there was nobody I was talking to. I get really excited when stores would call because I was like, someone to talk to. I know, it was super sad.
That is a little sad.
But then I remember that
I should apply.
I
should apply, and then we can be cubicle buddies.
I know, it'd be kind of fun.
We'll build little rubber band catapults. We'll launch sorties.
Like I said, there used to be one of the gift buyers named Marcus used to have the cubicle next to mine when I was at the window. And
you got a window?
I did. I don't anymore.
Whoa, that's fancy.
I know. Well, the person who's in my old cubicle now won't get the fuck out. He works from the other side of the floor, but since he has the window, he won't go and migrate to where his team is.
Yeah, it's like I'm not moving.
No. And so
why would you? You want that window.
I know. I just keep waiting for him to move. As soon as he moves, I'm like, mine. But Marcus and I used to share a cube wall. And, throughout the day, I'd throw things over.
Now, it's not like divided, like you said it was a gift buyer, so it's just a big open floor and everybody just kind of works wherever he finds space?
No. It's, okay, so if you think about the building, so there's 10 floors. The only floor that we do not own is the second, because it's apparently Oshkosh Bagosh, who knew?
Okay.
Yeah. And so...
But you own the first.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And the third.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow Oshkosh Bagosh just happened to get a floor right in the middle of Barnes & Noble. Drove like
WQXR, which is the classical station, used to be there for years and years and years. And I don't know when they left, but now it's Oshkosh Bagosh, because I'll be riding the elevator with like these really nicely coiffed and kind of punky girls, and then they get off of that floor. I'm like, oh, right.
Like, oh, right, yeah.
You're a fashion person. All right. Even though it's Oshkosh Bagosh and it's children's clothes.
Air quotes, fashion.
Yeah. Okay. For those of you at home, air quotes.
I said air quotes. That's why, because, again, this is audio, Jen Havey. The people can't see me doing air quotes.
Anyway, I had a story. Well, no, not really a story, an explanation. So most of the floors are set up in an oval. So, my store is like just big two ovals.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Same idea. And so you come out and you go down, and there are offices down the two main hallways, and then the two side hallways, which is where the windows are all cubicles.
Okay.
And so, and in the middle you have like the bathrooms and a storage room and a little kitchenette where you can like make coffee and stuff.
Because who could get through a cubicle farm existence without coffee?
Oh, no kidding. On 2, there's a fancy coffee machine. It makes espresso.
But that's the Oshkosh territory.
2, 3. No. Oh wait, shit. They're on 3. We're on 2. I had to think about that. 2 is where the mailroom is. 3 is Oshkosh.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I had a moment of no. You're right.
I was about to say, you're allowed to just like waltz into Oshkosh B'gosh's corporate headquarters and use their coffee machine.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Total stealth mode. Go get your coffee.
No. You don't go stealth. You charge
in.
Full
balls out. Just go.
Walk in and be like, I fucking own this place. This is my coffee machine.
My coffee, bitches. No, because on 2 is where like IT is, and that's where cafe operations is. So they have an espresso machine set up so they can test stuff, and then when you aren't testing things, you can drink it. So every now and then, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, about 6 people from my department all go together in like this mad swarm.
Barnes and Noble's test kitchen.
Yeah, a little bit. It's very true.
That sounds. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see like just how they come up with their weird concoctions. Is it just somebody that sits around all day and like just thinks things up and then just makes a sandwich?
Well, don't our weird concoctions come essentially from Starbucks? Like, don't we just follow their lead?
See, I don't know about that because when I go into Starbucks, I see so many weird things that I've never seen in a Barnes and Noble.
Well, no, there's a lot more in a Starbucks than in a Barnes and Noble, but you won't find a specific drink at Barnes and Noble that's not at Starbucks. I don't think.
Yeah, but what about food?
Well, food is different because Starbucks doesn't use the same vendors that we do.
I didn't think so.
Like, we sell Starbucks coffee, so all of our drinks are Starbucks related.
So, yeah, we probably do just follow their lead. Like, coffee-wise, I'm sure that we just order whatever drink stuff they have. So, yeah, we use their drinks, but we have our own Barnes and Noble food thing. So, I would assume that there's not much. So why would they have like a test espresso machine thing down there? I mean, if Starbucks is creating,
because they get the syrups and stuff and have to make sure that when they do the recipe that we know what it tastes like.
Oh, okay.
So back in the day, Mitch Clipper. I don't know if you remember Mitch Clipper.
The name sounds familiar, but I don't ever really remember learning all different.
I don't remember what his actual title was. He's not there anymore. He retired. But every spring when the refresher drinks and stuff like that would come out.
Oh god, those gross refreshers.
The red one wasn't bad. The lime one was gross.
The lime one, they found that the lime one tasted a lot like cilantro, but they found that if you added I don't remember what, there was a couple things that they added to it that actually made it pretty good. You had to add maybe a half a pump of some kind of syrup.
Probably like classic syrup or something.
Yeah, and they also might have put in a little bit of the lemonade. I think they made those work. You're right, the red one wasn't so bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. But yeah, that lime one
was nasty.
It tasted like cilantro. Every time I drank it, that's what I'm like, this tastes like...
I like how you drank it more than once, knowing full well what it tasted like.
I kept trying. It's like...
You're like, maybe this time.
I was like, maybe they made the first batch wrong. Maybe this time it won't be so bad. And then I take a sip of it. I'm like, oh my god, that's fucking gross.
Who was it that had the quote about insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result? Was that Einstein?
I don't know.
Somebody had that quote.
It's so many things that attributed to Einstein that Einstein never said.
Probably.
But, like the bee thing. Yeah, there's a quote, something about Einstein said, like, because you know how we have the thing now where all the bees apparently are dying off and no one really knows why.
Because we spritz them with pesticides.
Yeah. Well, he had said something, or it's apocryphally said that he said something to the effect of, when the bees go, so goes the world, or something like that.
I mean, and that's not... I mean, it probably wasn't him that said it.
It probably wasn't,
because
exactly Einstein's not a... He wasn't
he's not a
entomologist
botanist
or a botanist. He didn't know... What the fuck does Einstein know about bees?
Well, I mean, basic, biology and what have you states that bees pollinate all your stuff, and therefore...
Yeah, but there are other animals that do it as well. Bees,
right,
they're responsible for the lion's share of it, but
I was gonna say, they're rather
the world
efficient.
wouldn't really go, because if we're talking about just oxygen production, algae produces most of the oxygen.
No, that's not the oxygen thing, but like all the plants that produce, food require pollination.
Yeah, but we could at this point we could figure out how to do that ourselves.
You can artificially inseminate food.
Yeah, they do it already. Monsanto and all them making GMOs and whatever.
Monsanto's the devil.
I don't know fuck about Monsanto, so...
If you have the stomach for it, and I watched it once and will never watch it again, Food Inc. has a really interesting...
I've thought about watching that. I've seen some pretty horrible documentary stuff.
The part about Monsanto is not the gross part. The bit before
the factory farming, I'm sure, is horrible.
And you know what? I went through a phase where I watched a lot of this. I watched Food Inc. I watched The Cove, which I will never watch again. I mean,
which one was The Cove? I've heard about that.
The Cove is the one about the little bay in Taiji, Japan, where they herd all the dolphins.
Oh, and they beat them. It's almost like seal clubbing in a way.
No, they are not beaten. They're sliced up. They
have like hook.
They take the ones that are pretty to sell to aquariums, and then they slice the shit out of the other ones and make the cove red with their
yes. The water runs red.
It really does. And it's still happening. Like we're in hunting season right now, which my Twitter feed is full of it, unfortunately, because I follow all of that stuff, which...
I didn't know there were specific seasons for whale and dolphin.
There is. There's the dolphin hunting season in Taiji starts October 1st and ends March something, if I remember correctly. So you got like 6 months worth of them killing dolphins, and it's gross. What was I going with this? Oh, because I went through a whole phase where I was watching all these really nasty documentaries, and then I realized they started giving me nightmares, so I stopped.
After a while, it just starts to make you feel so bad. You're like, I can't anymore.
I'm an activist for all kinds of things, and that's one of those things, but it's just like, holy crap. This is fucked up.
Yeah, at a certain point, you have to stop. You have to be like, I need something happy. I need to stop, or watch Supernatural.
I was saying, then binge watch Supernatural.
Yeah, binge watch Supernatural. I mean, it's just fucked up and crazy, and there's some gross, but it's like, whatever. This is magic.
And there's pretty people.
This is whimsical. It's these two handsome dudes walking around and fighting monsters.
Yeah. Well, I laid on my couch all day yesterday watching season 10. Because I got, one of the cool things of the job, by the way, lots of freebies. So I got the Blu-ray edition of Season 10 for free.
What?
So, digital copy. Yeah, so I sat there and digital copied the shit out of that all day.
Wow. Yeah. Talk about some perks. All we get are advanced readers that I almost never take because it's rarely anything that I want.
Yeah, and then I never get around to reading them again. Like when I emptied my drawer at the store... Please don't choke and die. I'd be upset.
I'm trying to not have my coughing be as intrusive as possible, and so that's why I coughed into my arm, and then you have to stop what you're saying to announce the fact that I'm coughing.
Because you think that didn't pick it up?
I'm sure it did, but I'm trying to stifle it a little bit.
Fair enough.
I don't want it to impose and intrude. By all means, continue your story, Genhavi. You emptied your drawer at work.
I emptied my drawer at work, and I had a good probably dozen and a half worth of arcs in there.
Oh, I have tons of them.
I left
sitting around
5
here.
there. I took the rest home.
I think I've read one. I finally read the Welcome to Night Vale one a while back.
I have that one. I haven't gotten there yet.
But I have The Martian. Haven't read that.
Really, I want to read that.
Yeah, I've got the Ark in there if you want it. I haven't read that. I've got that up there. I think 2 of those. That Lawrence in Arabia book, I think,
I was
is
going to say,
an
for those at home, what are that?
I'm narrating now, Genhavi. So that Lawrence in Arabia book up top, I think that's an arc. And then that white one right there next to the Richard Dawkins, it's called The Outpost, something about some base in Afghanistan, I think.
Oh, all right.
That's an arc. I just grabbed that random. I probably won't even read that one.
You're like, sure.
Yeah, I figured, why not? But
you have experience out in that neck of the woods.
A little bit.
It could be interesting for you to read.
The Lawrence in Arabia thing, I probably will read. That one, that sounds pretty interesting. But, I probably won't even get around to that Outpost thing.
And I have so many arcs in my house, it's insane.
We all do. We collect them because it's like, oh my god, it's a free book.
Right, and then the first time around being at corporate, I still have all these. Like that's where all my CDs came from. Like I don't buy CDs; I got them all at corporate, and so I have a ton. And I was like, I don't ever put these in. Meh.
Well, you can at least put them in your iTunes, Genhavi.
Well, I would, except for remember my computer doesn't work so well, and Rick's is a Mac that has no drive, so meh. Not so much.
Oh right, yeah, because the MacBook Airs, they're like, yeah, we're eliminating all physical media.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy an external CD-ROM.
But why would you?
Yeah, I mean we have an external hard drive, but yeah.
Well, that's like what I bought when I built this computer. I bought the DVD drive for it, and everybody was like, why would you buy that? I'm like, because it's only $10, and if I want to watch a movie that I already own,
right.
I might actually replace it with a Bluray drive.
I say that might not be a bad plan.
Yeah, I think you can get them at Best Buy for like $35.
Yeah,
they're not that expensive.
Yeah.
I didn't go for a Blu-ray because I thought it'd be a lot more expensive because the DVD was like $10. But if a Blu-ray drive is only like $30, why not?
And if you're not looking to have the capability to write,
because that's kind of
you're fine.
and that's kind of a problem. Is like I can't bring if I wanted to bring my Sailor Moons in here and watch that, can't do that because the Blu-ray is out there.
I have all your
and
DVDs.
I'm selling you the DVDs. Yes, in fact, season 2, volume 2 should be coming at the end of this month, and so I will give you all those DVDs.
Excellent. Did we do season 2, volume 1?
No.
Okay.
You were gonna give me like $10, but I kept forgetting. So now I'm like, oh, well, the next one's coming at the end of the month, so I'll just give it to you all in one go.
Should I just give you $20 now since I have it?
Sure, why not?
Since I very rarely have folding money, and I do today.
Hey, I'm down. And then I'll just write a little I.O. Genhavi,
Sailor Moon.
one season of Sailor Moon.
Excellent, go team. That's right, people of the internet. You just heard a deal go down for Sailor Moon.
Yeah, not a very shady deal.
Shady
not the most interesting deal
Pretty
in the world.
much all above board.
Yeah, but well, there it was. That's you've experienced something.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, and this podcast is all about experience, Genhavi.
Clearly.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, should the people from the podcast world know who you are. Who are you, Mike Lewis?
I'm Mike Lewis.
You're like, that's it. That's all I got.
That pretty much sums up the entirety of my existence right there. I am Mike Lewis.
He's Mike Lewis from Texas.
Well, see, then that doesn't make any sense to the listeners, Jen Havey, because I mean, anyone that's listening to the show is probably going to be people that we know outright, and so they know who I am. Anyone who doesn't know who we are, they don't know where we're recording from.
You don't think anybody would like just stumble upon it and be like, who the fuck are these people?
They might stumble upon it, but if you say he's from Texas, that doesn't mean anything, because it's like, okay, well, why would you say he's from Texas? Because where is he now?
See, and that's the mystery then.
That's the mystery. We could be recording from the dark side of the moon, Jen Havey.
Could we?
I don't know. I don't know if NASA has that.
I don't know if we have Wi-Fi up there.
Well, we don't need the Wi-Fi.
To record, no, but to transmit at some point.
Well, I would assume that we would record, and then I would put it on an external hard drive, and then during the moon's rotation, we would launch it. It'd be one of those like orbital drop programs.
That would be the most labor-intensive podcast ever.
It would be. That would be the most cost-inefficient podcast ever made.
Far worse than us just trying to set up the 2 mics, which did not work.
And
then trying to load something into a folder that wouldn't let you.
Which also did not work.
Much worse than all of that.
Yeah, but we'd probably be in the Guinness Book of Records.
That would be impressive. Though we might be already due to Gishwiz. Depends on what happened this past season of it.
Elaborate. What do you mean?
Well, every year when Gishwiz does stuff, usually at least one thing ends up in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Okay.
So, like, all the Times Square stuff that happened this year.
Oh, okay.
So, like, the most people dressed up as William Shatner, for instance.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's a hell of a record.
They had the largest gathering of people in French maid costumes. That happened one year.
The Guinness people just don't care anymore.
Just like,
they
tell
just
me something
record
fun
anything.
Here. So yeah, I think Misha now on Guinness office has like 8 of those little certificate thingies.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's on the Gishwiz video, if you watch it, there's a part where they pan across them all, and he just kind of goes, because that's who he is.
Anyway, all right, so let's actually do what you were trying to force into the conversation a second ago. Let's introductions all around.
I'm sorry. Now you get to force it into the conversation, and it's okay.
I'm not forcing it into the conversation. I'm bringing
it's much
it
more
back.
Organic
I'm
this
bringing it back to what you forced in. No, fuck it. No, we won't. Now we won't do anything today. Now we're going to sit here and we're going to stare at each other silently, and we're going to record like 30 minutes of silence, and we're going to put that up. We'll call it art.
Can't look through that long without
laughing.
I know.
Well, naturally, I'm just going to go edit all that silence out. Maybe. I don't know. If it's a good enough funny pause, I might leave it in.
It was like 5 seconds. It wasn't that long.
It might work. Anyway, would you like to introduce yourself, Jen Havey?
Well, apparently I'm Jen Havey. That is a 1N Jen, by the way, though he will insist otherwise.
I've been writing it with 2 N's forever.
It's unfortunate. And you know what's funny is everyone does it. And also everyone contracts my name into one word. Always has, always will.
Jen Havey?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. That's just how it works.
It's fairly natural, apparently, to everybody, because everybody does it my entire life.
It rolls off the tongue.
It does.
Jen Havey.
Either I was Havey, or Jody calls me Haves, which I think is interesting.
I don't think I like that.
I
don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I didn't either. It just kind of happened. I was like, all right, whatever, boss man. Yeah, so Jen Havey.
So Jen Havey from upstate New York. Mike Lewis.
If you want to get technical.
Oh, we're going to go into your weird little geographical...
For those of you from upstate New York, which there may not be any, people are very, very antsy about how you address your region. You have downstate and upstate, which are the basic ones. Downstate being the New York City area, upstate being everything else. But then you have northern New York and central New York and western New York and the southern tier and Westchester and surrounding areas, things like that. The Finger Lakes, all that stuff. If you get really, really nitpicky, I'm from the southern tier. Western New York otherwise.
Fun. Means nothing to me.
It means nothing to anybody, including people that live there. They just like to bitch about it. It's kind of fun. Though there was a span of time where Western New York wanted to break away from the rest of New York.
And make so we'd have like a West Virginia situation going on?
Because that's where all the rednecks are, and we all want to vote Republican, and we were all very, very mad about whichever gun legislation it was that made the magazines hold less than 10 bullets.
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, people got so mad in my town. Holy crap. They're also the ones that walk around with their Confederate flags when you are as far from the Confederacy area as humanly possible.
Yeah, that still kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, welcome to my area. I love my town and I love my region very, very much, but that's something I look at and go, really?
It doesn't make a lot of sense. No.
Like, if it were your heritage, I can understand the argument of, this is my heritage. Yes, it's part of your history, fine. But it's not part of their history.
It's not part of New York history at all.
It's not.
No.
It's... Nope. We didn't even the Civil War didn't even make it up this far. It just did not. It kind of stopped at Gettysburg and went back down. So, we have no excuse for having any of that shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's also tangentially related to the Civil War anyways, because it was like, all your farmers just kind of hanging out and doing their thing while the battles are going. They don't really give a shit. They probably, half the people that lived up there probably didn't even know there was a war going on.
Yeah, and we probably sent some people fine, whatever, because, there were certainly, I don't know, okay, not military at all, so I'm like, I don't know, groups of people, infantry, whatever, from various regions around the country.
You say unit.
Unit, there we go.
Unit would be...
I got nothing.
You don't even have to be in the military to know that one, Jinhavi. It's the word unit.
Meh. Alright, fine. Unit. There were units from everywhere, including Texas.
Troop. You can say troops as well. You probably sent troops down.
Okay. Okay, so educate me for a moment, since I know nothing.
About what?
Well, okay, so the word troops. There's never just one troop, right? It doesn't seem like there's a troop, per se. It's always they say they send troops.
Well, I mean, an individual troop.
Why is it plural?
An individual troop is normally just like, you just call them a soldier or a marine
or
something. It's a person.
A troop is a person.
Troop is a person.
Why is it a troop? Anyway.
Well, I don't know.
Okay, well, this is my point. Like, for those...
I think it comes from troopers, and I don't know why that word ever
And for those of you playing at home, Mike Lewis was in the Marines. So this is
oh, yes, okay. So, back to the... Oh, man, we're bad at this already.
Oh, we suck. It's awesome.
Jen Havey from upstate New York, Mike Lewis from Irving, Texas. We are now recording in my tiny little room in an apartment in Brooklyn.
Tiny.
Super tiny room.
Tiny.
It's a very close, very intimate recording environment.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, well, it's only weird probably because I took my pants off, Jen.
Well, yes.
So, but you know what? This is my house, and I want to be comfortable.
And he does. He likes to take his pants off a lot in his house.
I love to.
It used to be a stipulation every time I come over that he has to put his pants on.
Why should I be required to wear pants in my house, Jen
You know
Havey?
what? I guess if you're comfortable with all your business out, then fine.
I am very comfortable with my business out.
I bet you are too. Why do I not doubt this for a second?
Yes, well, it's a comfort thing. It's very comfortable to just let it all hang free.
Like to rock out with your cock out, do you?
I do. Quite often, in fact.
Good for you.
Good for me.
It's free falling.
Oh, God.
You're welcome.
Yeah, well, it didn't help that you were just singing into your beer bottle, Jen, so what that picked up, I don't know.
Nothing.
That one didn't have the same effect. But
I know. Sorry. I try.
You do try. You try your best, and that's all we can ask of you, Jen Havey.
I try my best, and I still fall short. Anyway, yes, Marines. Troop and unit and troops. And there wasn't a corps.
Oh, well, okay, now you're getting into actual military
Which, again,
structure.
is spelled not how it sounds, and is automatically pluralized regardless of what you're doing.
Yeah, it's both plural and not.
So it's like moose?
No, actually, because if you did, like, corp, C-O-R-P, that's like a corporation. I don't know. No, because a corps, there actually is a unit of... Okay, so it's all about scale, right? So you have an individual Marine who is part of a fire team, which is 4 Marines, which are part of squads, which is a group of fire teams, and they go up into platoons, which is a group of squads, because you shoot.
Oh, okay.
Because we have guns, Jen Havey.
I've never held a gun. I got nothing. All I know is fire, what? And I think of, like Planet of the Apes and,
Oh, no.
2001 and, yeah.
No. Fire is in...
Shooting things.
Bang, click, boom, yeah. Bang, click, boom. That's the technical term.
That's the name of our chapter. That's the name of this podcast.
Bang, click, boom. So, okay. Fire teams into squads, into platoons, into companies, into regiments, into divisions, into a corps.
Jesus Christ.
And that's as far as it goes in the Marine Corps, is because the Marine Corps has several divisions, first, second, third, and fourth. No, not divisions.
He's lying already.
Fuck. It's been a long time since I had to think about this stuff. It's the divisions. First.
He's wearing a U.S. Marine Corps sweatshirt right now, by the way.
It's the division. It's the first division. It's, because it goes company, battalion, regiment, division.
Okay.
Again, having to think about this stuff in a while.
So I think we've lost everybody, including me, at this point. Okay. So
yeah, I've lost myself.
All right, excellent. We're all lost.
But anyway, it stops at the Marine Corps because the Marine Corps only has one of the smallest branches of is the smallest branch of the service. So it only goes up to... Oh, yeah, it's always been the smallest. Air Force might be smaller. But
I was going to say, what about Coast Guard? Because they're kind of tiny.
Coast Guard aren't even considered part of the military.
See, and I think there's debate about that. Then again,
no, there's not.
I know nothing.
There's really, I think they do some things with the Department of the Navy just because, they have the boats and all that.
Yeah, water.
But they were always, they used to be part of the Department of Transportation. Now I think they're umbrellaed under Department of Homeland Security.
Interesting.
But they are considered one of the uniformed services.
Right.
There's actually, there's another one too. If you actually look up the actual uniformed services of the U.S., it's the Coast Guard, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. And then there's also, it's not Center for Disease Control, but it's a health-related thing. It's like Health and Human Services.
That's safety?
Yeah, it might be Department of Health and Safety or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's more of a medical thing. But apparently they do actually have uniforms that they wear, and they're government employees, but they're not military, but they're a uniformed service. So the Coast Guard isn't actually part of the military per se.
Okay.
But they can be. If I remember,
no, they can be.
Well, if I remember correctly, because I think they were during World War II, they can actually be folded into the Department of the Navy in time of war. But in general, they're part of Homeland Security. But they might be smaller than the Marines, but they don't. It doesn't really count because they're not part of the military.
So now I've been schooled.
And I could be completely wrong too.
Oh,
I mean,
even better. I've been schooled by inaccurate information. Fantastic.
I can't remember. Someone will let me know.
That's all right. Yeah. All right. So those of you in the interwebs, let us know how wrong we are, because we're pretty sure we are.
But anyway, that's where it gets weird because the Marine Corps is a corps. The Army has multiple corps.
But they have a corps of engineers.
Exactly. Like they do. They have a corps of engineers. They have a signal corps. They have an infantry corps. They have so many units that they all make up these multiple corps, and multiple corps make up an army.
And they have a band.
So does the Marines. Everybody has a band.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'd totally do it for the band. I was a marching band geek. I could totally do that.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Join the Marines. They'll teach you how to shoot a rifle, and you'll go to combat training.
I'm
going to
ask you this question. Do you really want me holding a weapon
if I'm not
mistaken,
sort? If I'm not mistaken, the Marine Corps band certain units of the Marine Corps band double as infantry units, I think.
Again, do you really want me with a weapon? Are you sure?
Not that hard.
Though in fairness, I've always wanted to learn how to shoot. That's actually on my list. I haven't gotten there yet. I keep telling Rick that. I'm like, we should go learn to do stuff like shoot things, like guns and bows and arrows and stuff. He's like, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those important skills that at some point you might need.
Well, I mean, you might need it, but you'd have to have a gun handy.
Well, yes, but my point is that to at least have an understanding of how the gun operates.
True.
Makes me feel better.
Just learning how to shoot guns kind of takes away some of your fear of guns.
There you go. That's probably more what I'm looking at. I don't really anticipate, shooting.
Right, yeah.
But it's one of those things that, I'd like to know how they operate. Like, this is where the magazine goes. This is how, you pull the safety. This is how you pull the trigger without falling over. Stuff like that.
Well, safeties are usually just a little button on the side.
Or on the top if it's a handgun thing.
No, safety's on handguns.
Oh, it's on the side. You're right.
Yeah, I don't have any guns here.
Why don't you have any guns to show me?
Because I left my guns in Texas, Jen Havey.
As people do.
because the gun laws in this city are so strange that I didn't want to drive through here in a moving truck.
Like, when you have a permit for a gun in one state.
Oh, I never had a permit for a gun.
Oh, you just had the gun?
You buy a gun. You have to have a permit to carry the gun.
Okay. You don't need a permit to buy one?
No, they do a background check.
Right.
But that takes all of 5 minutes. They just get on a computer and run your license plate or your driver's license number.
You don't need a permit for a gun?
You need a permit to
conceal carry, yes.
But conceal carry, but that's it.
That's it? Are you sure?
No, I'm sure.
Is that not just a Texas thing?
Well, I'm not, that I don't know. I don't know the laws in other states.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if it varies from state to state and you have to have different...
Well, every state is weird because I know Arizona, you can open carry.
I would say Arizona doesn't give a shit.
Arizona, and this might have changed, but they didn't used to have a concealed carry law. You couldn't carry concealed, but you could carry open.
You carry hanging out. This is me and this is my gun.
But now I don't know if you needed a permit for that or not.
Interesting.
But yeah, in Texas you need a permit to carry one. But funny enough, you can carry a gun in your car in Texas.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly legal because it's something called the castle rule, whereas they say a man's home is his castle, if you will.
Yeah, it's like the stand your ground shit. All right.
Yeah, essentially, yeah, a man's home is his castle. And the car is considered an extension of that. Like a car...
It's your mobile castle.
Essentially, yeah. A car is considered an extension of your home. So you can carry a gun in your car, and that's fine because it's the same as basically having a gun in your home.
Right.
You just can't put the thing... you can't carry it out of your car.
Person.
Yeah, you can't get it. And then, you can't carry... even if you have a license, you can't carry a gun into a bar I don't think you're allowed to keep.
Though it's funny. Oh God, how long ago was this now? This must have been a month or so ago. There was an article about there is a state that is like fine with you carrying it into a bar, and they're making a big stink about how like we should have the right to carry this into a bar. I'm like, really?
It's probably Arizona.
It might be. It's one of these things where like I understand that alcohol, tobacco, and firearms are all under the same umbrella, which freaks me out to begin with.
Yeah, that always seemed kind of weird.
I'm like, three of these things together. One of these things is not like the others.
Well, there's something else too. It's changed now too. It's I want to say it's alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and explosives.
Oh, fantastic!
I think it's alcohol, tobacco,
Let's
firearms,
get drunk,
and
be
explosives.
on drugs, and blow shit up. Fantastic. Yeah, I don't understand that entire department. But they made a big stink about how it's our right as gun-carrying Americans to be able to carry a gun wherever. We can carry them in the schools. We can carry them to bars. I'm like, why would you want to have a weapon in a place like a bar?
Because they're very uncomfortable with the sizes of their penises.
I'm uncomfortable with having dartboards in bars. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's... No, I saw this video a while back. Somebody put on their Facebook page. It's these nuts in Texas that are all about open carry. It's these fuckers walking around with like assault rifles strapped to their backs.
Oh, then wouldn't you wonder if that comes in the category of a harassment law? Because,
see, and that's the problem.
I would feel unsafe with people walking around with guns.
Exactly, and that's the problem. Is it's like it's happening in Arizona right now because there are businesses that are trying to like put up signs that say no guns allowed. You're not allowed to bring it. And people are like, pissed off because they're like, well, I have a right to bear arms. So they go into a Starbucks with a fucking, assault rifle strapped to their back to sit down and have coffee and just like scare people. Because, wow,
that's fun.
It all went from fun and games, and now we're talking about gun registration and gun restriction. Wow.
The best part about this is it could lead into that very thing I was talking about on the way here.
That's very true.
Hey, look, full circle.
Oh, wow, the circle is complete once
Hooray.
again. All right, so do we want to talk about this nut job?
May as well, just because that's the only geeky aspect we've had so far.
Mm.
So, and it's not even entirely geeky. It's just the hey, guns and geekery. So whenever this podcast goes up, if it ever
does, this is a very rough cut.
This past
we still don't even have a name for this podcast.
I know, Poverty Podcast.
Povertycast.
Povertycast.
I have to look that up. That might actually be taken.
I know, it probably is. When the hell was this? It was like 3 days ago, right? The shooting?
Something like that. I remember the first time I saw it pop up was something like that.
So, like, roughly 3 days ago, some nut job.
That doesn't really matter. We're not telling people what date we recorded the song.
And besides, they're going to be like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
So, like, 3 days ago, this nut job up in Oregon decided to shoot up his community college. And he killed, like, 7 people, injured, like, another 12 or something of that nature. But the problem, and this seems to be, part and parcel of what happens in the United States now. We just shoot people because we can. But the thing that I think is interesting about this is that it came to light that he had posted on 4chan, probably. Again, everything on 4chan is anonymous. Yeah, people are douchebags.
It's allegedly him, just because it seemed...
It was so specific,
It fits so well and so specifically, and it was like, what did he say? It was like...
He said, if you go to school...
It was like, some of you are all right on here, if you don't go to school tomorrow if you live in the Pacific Northwest or something like that.
Yeah, something. And honestly, Pacific Northwest, there's a giant region.
It covers a very vast swath of territory.
However, it did then happen the following day. And they're fairly certain it was this guy. So then my question to Mike Lewis on the way here was, at what point do people on sites like 4chan, where is their responsibility with this? Like, if you're seeing, 4chan is the home of people going, come on, cut off your foot, and then somebody does it. Shit like that happens.
4chan.
That's what I mean. Like, where do we become responsible for reporting things, if nothing else? I mean, like, if that was on the boards the day before, and I saw this guy, and I'd be like, and I know 4chan, the whole point is that you don't have, like, a report button, because that's the whole purpose.
Yeah.
But, like, why would not a single soul be like, hey, local authorities, there's this guy on 4chan talking about shooting up his, the school up here. We don't even know where, because he says Pacific Northwest, which is so broad, and we understand that, like, I just feel like at what point do we have to start taking action on this stuff when we see it? Because we're just so blind to it now, and there are people egging him on, like, yeah, do it, man.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it comes to light later. It's like he was pissed off because he didn't have a girlfriend, and
that's usually what it is. It's some kind of sexual frustration.
But you know what? You can't get laid because you're an asshole.
Because you're a creepy weirdo that stockpiles guns
and then goes and shoots your school. I mean, like, there's a reason for this, and it's one of those things. Like, where is the responsibility? Do you think?
So yeah, that's the problem, because, like, again, 4chan is a really bad example of, because everything is anonymous, and because the entire idea behind the B message board is to be as spontaneous and random and fucking crazy as you possibly can be.
But it's not even like that. It's I want to one-up everybody on the random shit I'll do. Mm-hmm. And it's just like,
Exactly, and so people don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
Because it does happen. There are times when responsibility is taken. It's like those two guys that got arrested at that Pokemon tournament. Did you hear about that?
No.
This was maybe a month ago.
I love that there are people being arrested at a Pokemon.
Well, it was the way. Yeah. Well, it's because it's these two dudes that apparently they were gonna go compete in some Pokemon card tournament. This was in someplace weird and random, like Kentucky or Tennessee.
Okay.
Something like that. Anyway, there was this Pokemon like world tournament going on, and so these guys, they posted all these pictures on Facebook of them like holding guns by this guy's car, and they were saying, "Yeah, we're gonna go to the Pokemon tournament tomorrow or something." I don't remember exactly what happened, but they were it was Boston. That's what I think they drove up from like Kentucky or Tennessee, but it was in Boston.
They're from the woods, but they went to a real place. Okay.
And so yeah, they arrested him as they were walking into the venue. They're like, "Oh, we recognize you.
Hey.
You need to come with us." And they found the guy's car and opened it up, and he had all those guns and ammo in the trunk of the car, and like a bunch of knives and shit.
So on the upside, somebody did report that.
Something came of that, yeah.
But again, can I point out we're gonna be violent at a Pokemon tournament?
I know, of all the places. I mean,
like Street Fighter tournament, sure,
Oh, that happens. Violence happens at FGC events. Whoa, man!
And I can kind of get it because you're on a fighting thing. It's Pokemon. I mean, come on. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, any of those, if you come and decide to be violent, one of those, I'm like, really?
Yeah, but I've heard about some crazy stuff going down at like Magic tournaments because it's competitive. It's
right, and I get
it's competition.
But Jesus,
we've gotten a bit off topic. Now we're talking about.
Well, I mean, no, not entirely, because you said this came about because of the people whoever reported the Pokemon dude, and now I'm just picking on the Pokemon dude because the Pokemon tournament being violent. I have no problem with people playing Pokemon. I love Pokemon. But it's hard to be taken seriously as a badass if you're playing Pokemon.
Yeah, and like if that's who you want to go after, like if you have some grudge against the Pokemon scene,
right?
And that's when you're gonna go and choose your.
And the thing about this, it's only funny because nothing happened.
Oh yes.
Like had he gone and shot a bunch of people, this wouldn't be funny
anymore. Had something gone down, that would have been like the most tragic and confusing thing ever.
Confusing, no kidding.
But yeah, because nothing happened, because they were stopped, we can sit back and laugh at these guys and go like, "Why, really? That's what you're gonna take your violent rage out on? Is a Pokemon tournament?"
Yeah. Oh, people.
People are dumb.
I think you just need to whack it more. It'll be fine.
That
I'm telling you.
That'll definitely keep you calm. That'll cool you off real fast.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, should I jack off or shoot somebody?
Well, and it's like, I always heard that by people that talk about before they make any major decision, they jack off. Because apparently, I was reading something, this was on Reddit maybe that popped up. And it was like,
that sounds
before I make any major decision, I jerk off, because apparently it just calms you down. It gets you that shot of dopamine in your head, so you can kind of sit back and just think about things more clearly. You're like, okay, now that I've got that out of the way, I can lay here and just kind of be like, all right, I'm feeling good. Now I can make a major decision in my life.
These people don't have to make a whole lot of decisions, do they?
Yeah, clearly not, because, man...
Holy crap.
If I got a big decision I got to make and I'm stressing about it, jerking off is probably the last thing I'm thinking about.
Right.
I'm just a little too
wound up with this.
Yeah, in real life, but I don't know. I guess it works for some people.
I like how we've gone from guns to whacking off.
Well, it's a natural transition, I think. I mean, because we want to talk about phallic symbols and, I think it works.
Excellent. The question is, where do we go now?
Oh, I don't know. I think we're doing just fine, Jen Havey. We're just
It's like I don't know where to go after that.
Well, hang on. We pause here really quick.